Greetings, dear friends. The next captivating and intriguing topic of our in-depth conversation is hereditary blocks and their profound implications. First and foremost, we need to comprehensively and thoroughly understand what a lineage truly is. Essentially, we have to revert back to the essential and fundamental topic of cells, the consciousness of individual cells and their survival attempts as living organisms in an intricate and complex environment. Let us take off the rose-colored glasses of preconceived ideas and go back to what is real and truly tangible. We need to profoundly and deeply understand the complex and intricate mechanism of a living cell that decided to unite with other cells to create a multicellular organism. The development and growth and evolution of a multicellular organism has led to what we see before us today, a living, breathing human being. However, a living human is still, in essence, just a cell trying to survive and transmit vital information. If I find myself in a situation where I engage in a serious struggle, for example, but manage to survive, I retain a clear and vivid memory of how it was, what the weather was like, what emotions were present, and the overall atmosphere at the time it happened. These factors play an important and significant role in triggering certain mental and psychological hooks within the subconscious mind. That is, after this moment, if I manage to have children, then they receive information at the level of cellular memory about the fact that in such an environment, in such a such temperature, such humidity, such lighting, such location, and if certain factors are created like this, then a person's internal program starts to automatically activate, which will most likely be the case. That is, some kind of fear, some internal experiences. You know, the cell does not transmit positive experiences. What it was like when I felt good, well, that was just good. It's good, positive, normal homeostasis, which is not as important for survival. This negative situation, in which there was a threat to life, this experience is important. The cells remember this experience, and they want to pass it on. Due to the fact that, and if it turns out this way, we will already, so to speak, be ready. They will already be there right away to create, so to speak, in a manner of speaking, a certain internal situation, meaning that adrenaline is activated. And subsequently something else happens, which starts to influence how a person conducts themselves in a certain way. The same goes for sex. If a person effectively passes on their genes in a similar fashion in certain circumstances, then every time you find yourself in a specific environment, a sense of excitement is triggered and heightened. Why does this impact an individual so much? These are actually profound survival mechanisms and processes, the transmission of information and significant energy potentials and reserves are activated. Why? Because the cells begin to release and harness this energy to a great extent. It may seem to many, what is the true function and work of energy? It's all nonsense. I mean, a person falls in love and suddenly they have energy. Well, of course, and that's true, the energy really comes. Why? Because the cells say, now is the time. Let's get involved. This worked. Last time, it worked like this. So right now we are indeed telling you, come on, come on, come on. The whole body is definitely getting into that mode when it is absolutely ready to pass on these genes. It is truly important to understand what lineage is, as a matter of fact. This is a huge amount of information, past mistakes, past battles, conflicts, experiences, and emotions. A massive database. Most often, the programs in this database are still quite rough and may require further refinement in their development stage. programs that helped survive. These are often essential. Programs related to strict and absolute dominance, programs about violence, and programs about direct actions needed to survive. Accordingly, the genome that survives is the more progressive, Alpha 1. Here we are, civilized people, as if everything is perfectly fine in this world. But look at the lions. In the wild, everything there is very similar to the reality we witness and observe on planet Earth in our daily lives. Just like there, Solomon or whoever it was, when they were looking for all those poor infants for some reasons, supposedly for that. What I mean to say is, friends, do you understand what I'm really talking about? The essence is that survival, hereditary information, are primarily psycho-emotional tensions. And then, if there are any debts to powerful demigods or entities, or if there are negative channels that have been present since ancient times, they are also passed down through the lineage. Accordingly, it is no secret that there was a problem with tumors in the family, or that there is an issue with the grandmother. The mother has the same, and the children have the same. It is passed down. There was a mental disturbance in the family. It seemed like something was hallucinated. One person doesn't have it, the next person doesn't have it, and then again. So, it happens that someone again imagines this, then again there's number 12, then again, meaning there's some kind of transmission of this madness, or I don't know, anything really. You can see that this person drinks, and it means that his grandfather drank, his father drank, and now he drinks. So, the whole lineage drinks. It's important to understand that most often, hereditary blocks are a resource that a person cannot handle. Let's say the experience that has been recorded, as I mentioned, in cellular memory. And this experience is energy intensive in itself. It carries great potential within it. But to unpack this experience, to accept it as a strength, as something that can moving you forward as a person doesn't happen because personal beliefs about concepts of good and evil, ideas of right and wrong, actions that can and cannot be done, and actions that should or shouldn't be done can significantly influence the energy released for certain actions in various situations and circumstances. Inside the body, these markers activate, and the body starts generating a large amount of energy. At that moment, when this energy is created, you also generate a tremendous amount of energy in an attempt to control your beliefs to suppress the energy that is being released in your body. You see a beautiful girl, and the situation seems to encourage you to express your true feelings and emotions. Everything starts to activate within you. Your body begins to pulse, your heart races, and everything feels incredibly alive and vibrant, but your mind tells you that this is wrong and inappropriate. You shouldn't do that. This creates a different energy and force that suppresses your natural instincts and desires, leading to a state of internal conflict. You end up expending an immense amount of energy and effort fighting against yourself, and this ongoing internal struggle and battle within yourself leads to frustration, resulting in a significant and unfortunate loss of your potential and capabilities, and nothing happens. You did not redirect this energy into finances, personal power, or authority. You did not redirect it towards the rejuvenation of the body. You did not redirect it anywhere that you could have redirected it. That is, every force is a force. And if you know how to communicate with it and understand what can be done with this potential, and you have the channels ready, you do this work, and you see the results. You look younger, or you see the result. So, money has come in, or something else. And if you just fought with yourself, that's also an option. But the result of this option is a loss of energy. Hereditary blocks need to be understood correctly. That is, there is a burden, as I mentioned, of an external nature. That is, if a family curse or hex has been placed, or something like that, everyone can certainly laugh. In fact, this is negative information that is imposed on the lineage, and it is transmitted. Accordingly, the problem was there, the problem will continue to be, because negative information is transmitted, until you find a way to eliminate this problem. That is being passed down. If you find how to remove it and work through it, it can be resolved, and the chain will be broken for everyone in the lineage. For example, there might have been some skin rash or allergies, or psoriasis. That has subsided. There were issues like excessive drinking, and then everyone stopped drinking. There might have been something else, I don't know, tumors may or may not resolve, but I truly believe they can. And I don't just believe it, I have seen it, I know it, I have worked on it, and I was able to remove, yes, small formations, but I was able to. I believe that information is primary, yes, we need to take it and work with it. We need to track where it comes from and, accordingly, eliminate what is unnecessary. Well, and then, you see, any burden is primarily mental tension. It is, first and foremost, an internal struggle, the internal contradictions that torment and exhaust a person. In other words, any burden, let's not specify right now, I'm just saying any burden, is like wearing blinders, like a person in some kind of delirium, constantly under some pressure, like being underwater. Everything is buzzing, it's heavy, it's difficult. Remove the burden, and everything is clear. Nothing interferes. The mind is clear, the eyes are open. Please act, invent, use the opportunities. There are many opportunities. There are absolutely no problems with moving forward, undoubtedly living, and certainly using the potentials that are at hand in every aspect and dimension to grow and develop. A sober mind, no problems. No sober mind. This already indicates that negative information is loaded there. There are entities there. This is already a problem. This already indicates that a person cannot enjoy themselves in a sober state. This indicates that self-destructive programs have already been implemented, which means there are breaches in the protective layers, which means demonic entities, any drugs, any alcohol, any even tobacco and these trendy vapes. All of that is garbage. It's trash, intoxication. A clear mind will never poison itself. Only under the influence of negative entities is this possible. This buildup, if the burden of this entity is passed down through the lineage, it affects a person. They go and, so to speak, justify their actions psychologically in any way they can. There, mom and dad, they can draw any pictures for you, immerse you in a trance, rewind you back and forth, telling you everything you see, your cartoons. No, it doesn't matter. Today there will be one set of cartoons, tomorrow another, the day after tomorrow, with a third person, and you will endlessly see these cartoons justifying to yourself why you drink. But in reality, the reason is that the burden on your consciousness is higher than yours. That's it. Negative information in your energy structure, in the aura, compels you to do what you do. It doesn't matter whether you want it or not. It takes precedence over consciousness. That's it. As long as you don't find someone who is even higher and can remove it, it will affect you. That's how it works. So, yes, I have already conducted a large number of experiments and, of course, I primarily experiment on myself and on my family, on my own. Yes, I see a positive result, and I am pleased to report that I experiment on my close students at the request of their parents and others who are interested in this approach. I see the results, and I am convinced that sober consciousness and a truly clear and focused mind represent balance. This is when you can truly see and accept yourself, genuinely love yourself and others, be a truly adult individual, and truly recognize and understand the rightness or wrongness of your actions. Naturally, when there is a serious burden, especially a hereditary one, and some strong hereditary blocks, a person cannot look at them calmly or accept them within themselves. It is impossible. So, you have to drink, smoke, do something to take care of yourself, then there's no load, nothing to pull. But in reality, the load continues to destroy the physical body and psyche, and a person ages and dies. That's how it happens, friends. That's how it is. Accordingly, if you remove the load, these aging processes slow down, at least, and at most, they can be halted. We will observe, as they say, so much is already happening in this world during our lifetime. We will observe what happens with hereditary blocks and traumas, and how people are currently addressing this in scientific communities. We are increasingly seeing how science and medicine are slowly, gradually, and steadily beginning to move towards, in various fields, disciplines, and other areas. Osteopathy has been widely recognized and acknowledged, and kinesiology has gradually emerged and become established as a serious element in the field of health and wellness, although there are many aspects in both osteopathy and kinesiology that, from the perspective of adequate doctrine, are not included in what medical professionals say about the body. Information appears, as if it exists in organs or muscles, or in some subconscious way, in a manner that is often misunderstood. So, we work with the subconscious mind, but there are no spirits, just the subconscious mind. This means we can communicate with our great-grandfathers to obtain information from them, even though they are not alive, or gather information about others in a way that transcends time and space. But the entity that currently governs this body and the entire lineage is not included in the framework of academic science. Here, entities like demigods or the so-called divine essence or spiritual energy appear, which some people believe to exist. But what is this divine essence? There is no such thing as divine essence. However, dark forces do have an influence, influencing our lives in mysterious ways. No, we don't know of any dark forces. Well, how can we not know? If murder helped survive there, then that information is passed down through the lineage. What is being transmitted? What was it like? How is it? What influenced the person to behave that way? And so, you survived this way. Yes, what a power. What information. And so it begins. Yes, those who are pioneers in this field, who are not afraid to ask the right questions, who are not afraid to get answers, yes, actually, achieve success to a certain extent. So, friends, everyone has hereditary problems. In one way or another, we live in a world where the memory, mind of cells transmit important information. Important survival information, and there were different episodes in survival. All of this is remembered by the cells, and it is all transmitted. Therefore, if a person does not engage in meditation, if a person does not bring order to their own subconscious and psyche, then these internal forces often fight and destroy the body, the psyche, and the person themselves because they are not expressed, even though they exist. This turns into a kind of frozen light that battles within the aura with the person themselves. Either the person goes inside themselves, stops floating in pink clouds, gradually unpacks and sheds all these beliefs and ideas about everything, and slowly comes closer to what truly exists. Of course, in our courses, you can learn all of this in a much faster format and mode to understand how to actually meditate and gain the ability to go within. We have several meditations aimed at working through hereditary blocks, which I have also made available to the public. Please scroll through, watch, activate these channels, and observe how they shake out the problems and emotional tensions that exist within you. Of course, your consciousness will be at work, and you will have to look inside yourself, accept, realize, forgive, and let go. Yes, all of this will need to be done, but if you do not shake it out, your consciousness alone may not be enough to lift these heavy bricks from the bottom, so to speak, of your hereditary problems. In any case, friends, we need to work on ourselves. As they say, we need to take action. The more problems you can transform into resources, as we do at our retreats every time, the more resources and potential will be in your asset, and the more opportunities there will be. Consequently, life around you will change positively. Light and love. I look forward to seeing all at the retreats. Goodbye.